Hello, this is Lisa Hazard with We're All Psychic. And today, guess what? Ooh, Donna's back and we're doing Tarot Talk 3. We gapped for a while and we're finally getting to it. And guess what? She has juice. But first, I want to ask you, Donna, do you think we're all psychic? Still?
I absolutely do think we are all psychic. I still think so.
That's wonderful. I do too. Just checking in there. So listeners, tonight, I've been talking to Donna. We had tried to get this going on for a couple months, and I haven't been doing many podcasts, but I've had some health issues, and life just flew by everybody. I think April flew by for everybody. What do you think? Was April just crazy for you?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Blink of an eye, it was here, it was gone, and I thought, well, there's a month that I'll not remember.
It feels like the first 7 days of May. It is May 7th. It feels like the first 7 days of May are as long as April. It's like it feels like
exactly
that fast. So I was asking her, some ideas. What would she want to do to teach tarot and help people learn tarot better and stuff? So we're with our Rider-Waite decks again today, and she had said, well, you can associate a lot of things. We talked about, we are eventually, guys, we're going to do an astrology and tarot association podcast. Right. So for tonight, she said, let's talk about, she said she does this with clients and people she's teaching tarot. You want us to explain it? Like the music?
Yeah, I think predominantly because I'm clairaudient. And for people who don't know, clairaudience hear things, but it's not like voices in your head. Not exactly. Just like clairvoyance see images, right? Clairaudience hear words or sounds or music. So
like the song stuck in your head.
Yes, exactly. Like when you get the earworm and you can't get rid of it. So and believe me, that happens to me more times than I can count.
I can relate to it.
But yeah, so it actually started because often when I would be reading for somebody, I get a song, right? Like to try to sort of explain the situation or expand on the situation as I was trying to explain what I was seeing in the reading or feeling in the reading, or whatever it was to kind of illustrate the situation that they were finding themselves in. And very often people can relate to that, especially if it's a song that's familiar to them also. Sometimes even if it's not, because I've said, go check it out. Go check it out on YouTube or Amazon Music or whatever, but you don't have to buy it, play it. Just play it for yourself. And listen to the words, and the feeling of the music, the melody. So
they usually come back and they're like, oh my gosh, right? They come back and they're like, oh, it makes so much sense. Yeah.
And especially if it was something that they weren't familiar with, a song that they weren't familiar with or didn't know or had never really closely listened to. And it's like, oh my gosh, I never thought about it that way. Or it really, it's music strikes us in a different place. And it isn't so, and it isn't only, and it isn't so much if I like that song or I don't like that song. But yeah, it can touch us in a different way. It can resonate for us in a different way. And so that has become something, usually it just happens spontaneously. I have also now, especially after doing the weekly tarot cast for so many years, and I've been doing it for a long time, now I've actually found that adding the musical aspect to whatever that week's card is, certainly it makes it fun for me. I hope it makes it fun for the people who read or watch or listen. And of course, because I'm a dinosaur, I realized a lot of times that the songs that I'm relating to are probably pretty old songs.
I hear you there. Yeah.
It's not always, sometimes it's something new or newer,
Yeah.
I mean, I've certainly had songs that I relate to from this century that relate to certain cards, but very often it's kind of what are now, I'm sure, classics, oldies, whatever you want to call them, because those do resonate for me. That's the music that I'm
right. I love that stuff too. Yeah, I love it all. But yeah, I'm not really hip to be like, I'm too hip to be square on the new stuff. But I don't know new stuff that much. I don't know if I said that right. But when I think of like I love music. I used to play music, and still I listen to it all the time. But I was telling her when she explained that to me, I was like, for me, I'm also a writer, and words stand out to me. That's why I like the tarot deck Osho Zen was like the one that worked for me first, I think, because it had words on it. And when we go to the astrology one, we'll talk about this again, because the Thoth deck has a lot of words on it. Words are very helpful on a tarot card when you're starting out, especially if they're mysterious words and the pictures are kind of cool. That's how it worked for me. So like I have a catchphrase for a lot of words. Like, I mean, a lot of cards. I'll just have a catchphrase, like for the Knight of Wands, meets his goal, stuff like that. I kind of integrate for me language, and I can kind of see it written down, for myself, and that helps me on the card. It's like I see it, but that's also like, maybe that's a clairvoyant kind of trait. That's not really there, but I'm just kind of seeing the catchphrase. Like when you read a book, you're not looking, after a while, if you're into this book and it's fiction, say, you're not going to be like, I'm looking at words, you're in the book, you're in the whatever it's creating in your imagination. So that's what the catchphrase
exactly. It stops just being a bunch of words. Yeah, it stops just being a bunch of words altogether, right? Yeah, or strung together.
Yeah, it's like the concept's all built up in the catchphrase, and it goes from there, which I think the songs do too, because you get that little like feeling from that memory of the song. And then you get, because like, it's like with music for me, I think sometimes like other songs that I will still have a memory of and feel the same way as I did when I was like 10 on a road trip, listening to Three Dog Night, but now I don't have any really references to Three Dog Night. But now when I was younger, The Doors was my dad, and me and my dad loved The Doors when I was in high school. And, now it's like I associate it more with Mikey, because we listen to the Doors all the time, but when we got together the first 2 weeks, all we did was listen to the Doors. That's my husband. So I was like, okay, so now it's kind of weird. You have to kind of like transition between the two perspectives. Like when I listen to the Doors, if I'm deep in my music and stuff like that, and my mind will pop from like song to song and thinking of different people, because I have more experience through time listening to the Doors on and off in different periods. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because absolutely. And very often certain songs are going to be, they're really going to evoke something, from your past, right? The first time you heard it, who you were with when you heard it. But also if it's a song that you really like, or has really connected, really resonated, sometimes through your whole life, your experience with that song, it's like it'll recur.
Yeah.
And it won't be the same as that first experience, but every time you hear it, it's like the layers keep sort of building, right? It becomes a very multi-layered and a very personal experience, even though, and again, it's not like, they wrote that for me. No, they really didn't.
They did. And a lot of other people.
And obviously, if the song was popular, clearly a lot of people felt that way, or they felt like it's
they connected.
But again, there's a really multi-layered, really rich experience that I think comes from experience, from having that music be, I'll say, a part of your life, or you hear something that you haven't heard in a long time and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time that happened. That actually happened to my boyfriend and I, when we were finally able to start going out a little bit.
Yeah.
We happened to go for dinner or late lunch, and the place that we went is a bar that normally has live music, and they hadn't for a long time. But they did have a small group, playing, and they play covers, and they played a Jethro Tull song that I probably hadn't heard in 30 years.
Which one was it?
Let me see if I can remember now. Heck.
If you remember, let me know.
I will. If nothing else, I'll shoot you a quick email. But, okay. Darn. Hampstead Fair? Hampstead Fair?
I'm not sure. When I think of Jethro Tull, I honestly can't usually remember the name, so you'd have to sing it for me, Donna. You want to sing it? We got to get it. We're going to be doing some singing. So
yeah, I guess it's gonna happen.
You can sing it for me, and
actually, let me do a quick search.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually Mother Goose is actually the title.
Okay, okay. You gonna play it
But
for
the
me?
first line, I think, yeah, let's see.
This is not our music, copyright people. This is Jethro
Right, exactly.
Tull. You better believe it's Jethro Tull. I love Jethro Tull. I just know most of their songs, but I don't know the names because they don't match the songs usually in some way. Here we go. They said no.
What just happened?
Okay. Oh, listen to you
And I
sing.
turned her loose and she was screaming.
Oh, listen to her. Oh, that's nice.
She said to me, been to circus.
Awesome. I love it. So if you just
Yeah.
if you can just pop into your tarot brain, what card comes to mind for that song? First card that
Oh gosh.
jumping out at you. What jumps out at you?
I think I probably have to I probably have to think Rider-Waite instead of Thoth. I know it's probably a wand.
I'm thinking wand too. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we just be a 4
Maybe
wands.
3 or the 4.
Yeah, 3 or the 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 3 or 4. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I'm feeling too. Yeah.
So, or for Mother Goose, you could almost kind of stretch to maybe the Queen of Pence. Queen of
I can see
Pentacles.
that. I can totally see that. Yeah. There's a couple cards there.
Very earthy, kind of, rustic.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, I get that too. That's rad. I love it. Oh man. So explain how you teach, like when you're teaching your students about how to do this. How, like we just kind of threw that out there, but like how do you do it?
I always say that the best thing is especially as they're learning or as they're practicing, to just I'll say kind of let themselves open up, and either based on the image, because it might actually, again, by seeing the image, it might remind them of a song. If depending on where they are in their studies, if they're looking at it from the elemental energy, okay, so like if the card is a wand and that's got to do with fire, then what does that bring up? What does that evoke in terms of songs that you've heard about fire? It might be Jimi Hendrix, right? It might be, there's a lot of different ways that they can access it. But again, I kind of take that sort of lighter approach where it's more like play, let yourself play with it.
Yeah.
And whatever comes to mind is perfectly valid. And whatever made that connection, my feeling is, and my instruction would be, just trust that and go with it. That's your, that's your memory trigger, or that's your connection with that card. And just honor that and respect it and trust it. Don't second guess it, or don't think, well, could it be wrong? It can't really be wrong.
Yeah. You have a really interesting point there that I like want to pull out of that, because you said fun. You were saying keep it fun. Like bring some lightheartedness into it. A lot of people, when they start tarot, it's like they feel like it's a very serious thing. Like they don't play. Yeah. They tell you that they're scary, or they're going to be straight with you, or they're going to tell you, but they're really funny a lot of the time. The tarot is
funny. The tarot.
It's hysterical.
Never.
It'll just sassy. It's funny. It'll tell you like, what do you think? And it'll give you the 2 of Swords. Like, I don't know. I don't really care. You've asked this too many times,
Exactly. But no, that's the thing. And the thing is, there absolutely is depth and even, profound, wisdom and guidance in the tarot. But that doesn't mean that you can't have fun. And it does not mean that, I'll say, if you want to say if you want to look at it as like kind of the spirit of the cards, there's absolutely a sense of humor.
Yes, there really is. Totally, especially the pictures. Some of the pictures are very funny when you really kind of get down in there and look at them. Okay.
So I'm like, whatever level, right? Whatever level you come in at, whatever allows you entry and whatever allows you more points of entry. It's all to, in my estimation, that's all to the good.
Okay, so how would you instruct me to start like trying to associate music with a song, like with the cards? Like, should I pull one and just kind of
I
see
would
what
say if you
happens?
have well, if you could go random if you want, or if there's a card that's a favorite of your, like a card that you particularly like.
Okay, okay. Let me find. I know I love the Empress. Let me see. Oh, there's a Queen of Pent right there. Queen of Pentacles.
Oh, there she
Being
is.
her golden goose self. I'm gonna have that in my head forever. Okay, I'm gonna
There
look
we
at my,
go. See now.
I'm gonna go for the sun. I do like the sun, but it just it told me to add. It put me in a good mood to think of the first song that pops into my head. I'm blanking my
Yeah,
mind
and
here. Sunshiny day. That's the first thing that came into my head. It's gonna be a bright,
perfect.
bright, sunshiny day.
Sunshiny
That's kind of what that
day.
card's about too. Like it's coming sometimes. It's
And it,
usually what's coming. It's not like right now is the sun ever. Usually, because they're not having a reading when it's the sun right now.
yeah, very often it's not right. It's not the current situation, but it's like, oh look,
Yeah.
I mean, look ahead and things get better, things get brighter. I mean, for me, it's Here Comes the Sun very
Yeah.
often.
Oh, that's a great one.
And that's such a happy and it's such a hopeful and optimistic song. I mean,
That is, yes.
What a great feeling, not only for you to have as the reader, but, to have that to share if you're reading for somebody.
Yeah.
As sort of what to look forward to or what to look to.
But yeah, it's kind of cool because like what you and I were talking about, like both of us, both the songs that we have, like the one that I came up with and the one you have, it's kind of like it does really represent a lot of what this card is about in the song, in the music itself. There's like because like this card has like a sense of nostalgia to it, that both those songs have. It's just I don't know, but that's another one you can look at for a while and just be like, But do you want to try one? Do you have all yours identified, or do new ones ever pop out?
Well, I don't have them all, but I mean, there's a couple that I mean, for me, the moon is really intense. I mean, it's a very intense card.
Yeah.
But my one of my first associations with that one is actually Pink Floyd's Eclipse, which is Dark
so
Side of the Moon.
Yes, I love that.
And that's really, and that's really pretty. I mean, and again, it's got that intensity, but there's also something very cerebral about it.
Yeah.
Which to
and
me,
raw.
with
yeah.
And with me, especially with Moonlight, to me, Moonlight is much more likely to be like, to me, like a contemplative energy, right? Like a thoughtful or meditative energy.
Yeah.
The sun is much more extroverted. The moon is, to me, kind of a bit more introverted.
Yeah.
So Eclipse or Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, that pops up for me. But then if you want to say from a more playful standpoint, another one that comes to me or has come to me frequently with the moon card is REM's Man on the Moon.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
Yeah. So,
and there is a little man on the moon.
Man on the moon.
Man on the moon. I got to harmonize with you. I don't know if that'll work in a recording. We'll find out.
We'll find out how it's like, now I'll find out how I really sound. Because of course I think I sound great, right?
I will make us both sound wonderful, believe me.
You can auto-tune me all you like.
No, you don't need auto-tuning. We don't need it. We're fine. We're not editing this. This is pure raw. This is the way we sound. Listeners.
Yeah, I like. Another one for me that's kind of an easy one is the Nine of Cups, because the whole idea of happiness.
What is it for you?
So, happy. Pharrell Williams, happy, because he only says it about 10,000 times in the song.
Oh, you cut out for just a second. You said happy. That's all I heard.
Oh, happy. Pharrell Williams, happy.
Oh, I don't think I know that. You have to sing it.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof, because I'm happy.
I don't know it, but I'm clapping along. That's awesome. No, I don't know.
Okay, well,
that's beautiful. Listen to you. Oh, I gotta find my Nine of Cups too. Yeah. Let's see, Nine of Cups. Where are you? Are you in here somewhere? Where's the Ten of Cups? Well, when I look at the moon, here's the Nine of Cups. Hey, she said it. It said, don't leave me out. So I'm looking at this. What's the first card? I'm gonna blank my mind and see if her song would come into my head. Let's see. I don't know why, but Super Freak came into my head. I have no idea. I think it's
well, that's pretty cool.
No idea why. I think it was just like Rick James dancing more than Super Freak, the song itself, like the sound and just he doesn't give a crap.
Well,
what he wanted and he's happy about it. There's just like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I want this. I don't know why. That's just like
I actually love that because I think the energy, maybe not so much the exact lyrics.
Yeah,
definitely right. With that really deep, there's like that really deep funk in the beat.
Yeah, exactly.
And the idea that you want to move. Yeah. How you want to move when you hear it,
Yeah, yeah. And
so absolutely. Yeah. I love that.
And I mean, like the words, yeah, they're freaking hilarious. But it's just like it just reminds me of like Cartman, I do what I want, and that is kind of what the wish fulfillment card is sometimes, like if you're like, why did they do that? And it's just like they wanted to, just because they wanted to.
Yeah.
Reading, why did
why did they? Yeah, and sometimes it just boils down, that's plain. It's like because I wanna.
Let's see. I'll look at the moon. Let's see. When I look at the moon. It's a time of the season.
Nice.
Things run high. I don't know why that popped into my head, but that's what I thought of when I looked at it. I love that song though. What is it?
The season, Animals.
I think it is the Animals. It's the time of the season.
Of the season for love.
That's what that makes me think of. But the moon is very romantic.
Not high anymore.
I can't. I used to, but I stopped smoking. So I was like, oh wow, that was gonna happen.
I'm better now. I'm better now, but I still didn't get it all back. I still didn't get my range back.
You will.
And I'm older now too. I'm quite a bit older than you. So.
I don't know about
that song. And again, it's got that kind of really cool. There's that kind of cool.
Yeah, and
energy to it.
The moon's romantic to me. The moon, like when I think of like a hot date, it's never out at the beach during the day. It's like out with my honey in another city at night, going to see a show, and the moon's out, and it's like there's a little drizzle here and there, and the clouds are parted just when we come out, and there's a rainbow around the moon. I think of it as romantic a lot. The moon, not always the and the lot of it. It's just like. Kind of this exciting card for me. It is a deep card, but like a lot of times, like I like personally daytime better, but when it comes to romance, I prefer like all the romantic stuff to happen at night. When I'm daydreaming about whatever, it happens at night. I don't know why. It's just a romantic thing to me, So maybe that's why.
Absolutely. And again, moonlight is very, because moonlight is sort of, it's not as direct. It's not, even when it's really bright, it's not bright the way the sun is, where everything is in high relief. Everything is sort of softened.
Yeah. And you know what?
And a little bit mysterious.
Yeah.
A little bit romantic. A little bit, a little bit seductive.
It is. And I also think like, people like I'm sensitive all the time. I have it turned on, but before when I didn't know I had it turned on, I couldn't turn it off. Also, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are like that in the dark and in the moonlight. They let their intuitive side come out. And I feel like I can connect romantically with my husband, say like that in the moonlight, because then he's more open. It's like it opens him up. And so it's like, oh, romantic. I get to see more of your, smiling and your mysterious side when you're in the moonlight, because you're using your juju sense more. And maybe he's aware of it, maybe he's not, but he's using like his psychic senses to me because he can't see. So it's making those other things kind of come out and meet you halfway. And I think that's kind of neat about it too, which is a lot of what the card is about. Yeah.
Yeah. And it really does. It relates totally, because again, what you're not seeing with your physical eye, you're seeing with your mind's eye or your third eye, and then your other senses are heightened. So absolutely. So that's really that's the kind of thing that I think is again so much fun with this. And gives again, it's another dimension. It's another, like I say, another way in. another way to understand a card, another way to relate to a card, and also ultimately, if that's the goal, is another way to relate to a client. Because
Yes.
if that's what somebody's going to be doing with their reading rather than just for themselves, anything that you can do to help establish that connection or help, again, like I say, convey a message or evoke a feeling so that they're really understanding, where things are coming from. Again, all of that I think really just makes for a really rich experience and a really, I'll say an in-depth, even if it's fun, an in-depth reading. It's a
Yeah.
memorable reading.
Yes, very much so. I agree. Oh man, this is awesome. I hope listeners that you guys can practice this with your friends. It's a lot of fun to do with someone else. This is the first time I've tried it, and I just could keep going through the whole deck. And I have a feeling Donna could too, but we won't keep you with that.
Don't get me going.
Yeah, right. Let's go.
Don't keep me going.
Like, yeah, she's getting a new microphone, so we might have to do a little more in depth with each card. So,
yeah, that's true.
We'll have some singing to do. And as far as the correspondences with words, I mean, I think that's like something everyone can make up on their own. They'll figure those out. Like I think like with a catchphrase. I'll give an example real quick for that. Like with the 3 cards we were talking about, the moon, the 9 of cups, and the sun. And like the moon, to me, it's like something is hidden, something is revealed, reversed. So upright, the sun. Yay, it's sometimes it's literally daytime. That's when the tarot likes to make a joke. It's kind of joke, it's just very literal sometimes. And then inverted, it's like the catchphrase is like shedding light, instead of like it, shedding light. So that's kind of how I do. But there's a lot of them. That's not just the only 2. I could say like the sign happy times or this not feeling too great, burning out. It just depends on what the other cards are, but I have like a whole little stash of them. But if you can get a tarot deck, like a Thoth deck or like an Osho Zen deck, or lots of decks actually have some words on them, they're the words that associate with but some, I like the ones with the words I don't know. I have to look them up and then they're like in there, like that always happens. It can be fun to me. But Donna, has any of your information changed? Where can people find you if they want to like learn more about this, what you do?
You can find me at my website, which is www.destinytarot.com, but Destiny is spelled DSTNY. So I'm missing a couple vowels, but I'm not missing anything else on the site. So people can look for me there. And I'm also available on Everclear. And on Everclear, I work as Maria M. And I don't know my phone number on Everclear.
I'll get it from you. I'll post all this information in the description of the podcast, listeners. So yeah, I highly recommend.
I just don't have it memorized. Yeah, I don't have it memorized.
I don't either. I need to. I need to like do that. But but thank you so much, Donna. This was freaking awesome. And I want to thank our sponsor, Everclear, because we both work for Everclear and we love them. I do anyway.
I do.
He loves them too.
Very much.
And they are the place you can get advice from psychics and empaths, and you can find the guidance you need to help create the life you deserve. And listeners, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And anyone who wants to come on the show, let me know. Send me an email. Donna, thank you again. Misty, I missed you.
Thank you so much for having me. I always have a wonderful time when we're together. I love Tarot Talk, and I love talking tarot with you.
We'll do it again as soon as we can figure it out. I'm trying to get back on the schedule. And for listeners, I am trying to get a schedule back. So I had some like, what happened to time for a while, but I think I'm getting it back and we'll have a lot more content soon. We're going to have some classes and lessons. And Donna, if you want to record anything to teach people, you let me know. I'm throwing that out to her, to a lot of all the guests who've been on here. If they have like, something they want to record and teach, or I can record it for you or whatever. I want to get some lessons out there for people, for anything that you'd want to teach for free, for people who want to, learn anything you have to teach. So yeah, I'm going to do like a meditation. I'm going to do a tarot class that I used to teach. I'm going to just record something like that, so that's just like last end of the podcast news that I have planned for. So I'm hoping for a lot more tarot talks too. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
things.
me too. Absolutely. I'm looking forward, and they're wonderful.
I
They're
love
wonderful. All, as a matter of fact, all the podcasts of yours, which I know I'm behind because I don't always
them.
have time to listen, but I try to catch up as I go along.
That's really nice.
And you've had so many wonderful guests on, and it's great.
Thank you. I love this podcast. It's great to like start getting back into it again. And thank you again. Have a great night.